they started, stopped, started, stopped, started, stopped. And the reason why their thing didn't get to where they needed to be was because of the start and stop. People would be saying, how can they support the channel? Chiso by Chiso. I've got tops, got hoodies, I've got the Dragon Ball Z tees, like the Pain and Full Star tees. You lot could support, buy some of the merch. I'll be able to churn out more content. This one I'm just waiting by myself for the moment, and I'll bring out more colours. Please support. Boom! New episode featuring myself and Gable Saturn, talking about YouTube in general, how much the channel's made this year, talking about patience as well. Stay locked.
How many views do you need to get a year? Or how many views do you need to get a month to make £10,000? So what's the equivalent? What is £10,000?
Every channel will be different.
I know it's different, but roughly.
So on the average, it's meant to be like $3 per 1,000 views.
So how would you work out?
But it kind of varies.
It varies
because,
on each channel.
If we did this in the US and we get US people to watch it, they'll pay more. But if we're doing it in like Swaziland, then they'll watch it.
Yeah.
They won't pay us so much.
Yeah, if this channel is hitting 2 million, I'll bring that. But every channel pays different. Some channels, might have way more views, but their CPM is lower. So it's like cost per, what's it? Cost per milli, yeah. So like some people, like on 1,000 views, they might only get maybe like £1 something.
Okay.
This channel is slightly higher in it, just because of the topics. Then if this channel was in America now, and the audience was mainly American, and I think America pays more, Canada and Australia pay more than UK. So if it was predominantly that crowd, it would be a lot more money.
Does different content bring different amount of what you'll get per view? So let's say you're talking about, I don't know, finance, for instance, over someone who's basically a drill rapper. Yeah. Is there more different money involved than if...
Way different money. So there's people that I know that have finance channels, like Dom, who's been on here before. And I said to him, like, when he was like, like things are moving slow. His channel now has spiked all of a sudden. So I was saying to him, don't stop. You know what I mean? I'm like, you might have started before me, and it feels like a chore, but I said just up the work rate and it's gonna go, you get me? Because I said to him, I posted way more than you, that's why mine seems like it's doing way better, but it's just, I said I was just literally attacking the algorithm by any means. So now,
is there an art to it? Because sometimes I sit there
consistency.
There's channels who've been consistent and they're on like 100 views, 200 views per episode they put up. Is there a cheat code?
No, there ain't no cheat code. You just got to know.
Because you're saying, because sometimes we say hard work and consistency is the key. Yeah. But is that always the case?
It's hard work and consistency, but you need to find from the jump kind of what's your niche. Like for instance, I give you an example. When I vlog and I want to put in the serious training, Simeon, Mike and that could drop episodes where it's just serious training. Boom, that's gonna do numbers. But me, I'm never gonna just drop serious training, because I know that people might think, I could watch your thing, but let me just go, you know what I mean, watch the bigger boys who've been there for time. So instead, how I do it is, I'll do a vlog. I try and come in more jokey, boom, 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 boom. Then I'll just squeeze in the serious training for like 4 minutes quickly. Then I'll carry on with a vlog. So I found my own pattern is slightly different. I just tested it and I was like, this kind of works. You know what I mean?
So why do you think people watch your channel?
I think it's mostly the characters, people like you.
But I mean in general though, but why do you think they watch it? So why?
It's educational and banter at the same time. You know what I mean? Like if I came in dropping YouTube videos from the start and it was just cable 10 sets of boom boom boom, the channel would be on like maybe 1K right now. Few followers. I reckon it would have built slower, just because people want to see a bit more than you're just training. They want to see like a full personality. Like I watch like a lot of big YouTube channels in America where you got people like Mr. Beast. What's he on now? Nearly what? Has he hit 100M?
Was it as in followers?
Yeah, let me even check.
100 million followers.
He might have hit 100M.
But there must be, because I sit there and say there must be.
He's on 97.4 million.
And you're saying that you don't feel that there's a cheat code or there's a way to do it. Because I sit there and think, as much as consistency is important, and I think you shouldn't stop. And I'm saying in general, not you.
Yeah.
I just think that there is a point when somebody who is doing something consistently and there is no growth.
All right,
when do you know when to stop? That makes sense.
I'll tell you, with some people's channels here, some people's channels have blown straight from the jump because of heavy cosigns. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to name drop anyone, but there's some people that I know that just because the right people have just been boom, 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 boom from the jump, their thing just spiked. Then the rest has been up to them. You get what I'm saying? So the rest has been them. Their personality has just thrown it up. While some people have tried to come in like and mirror a next person, and it's not necessarily gonna work because like everyone's kind of got their own little niche. Like, remember before there was that smash, marry or pass, and a lot of the younger generation were using that to spike up their channel. So they were dropping videos like that where they would get a warehouse and line up a bunch of girls one side, line up a bunch of guys, and those videos, a lot of the younger generation who were starting their channels were getting like 100k views.
Yeah.
Even some had millions of views that no one knew, and literally like, imagine we've got 20 of us here on one side, 20 of us on the other side. We're all YouTubers. So I do a video on my channel, boom, boom, boom. Everyone rotates. So that's what they were doing. And they were spiking up their channels and it was working for their age group.
Have you checked the analytics of the channel to see what area people are watching from and what the age group is and what the sex is?
Yeah.
Because I think those three things I think are very important in knowing who your target audience is. Very important to know the age group. And very important to know whether it's male or women and what area.
Alright, at the moment, the audience is 87% male.
Is that the YouTube channel, yeah?
Yeah, 30% female.
So 87% male?
Yeah, 30% female.
Okay. Let's stop there for 1 second.
But you see the thing, that is not necessarily accurate, you get what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you why. A lot of guys I know watch it with their girlfriend.
Okay, so but let's say we're gonna agree that it's 87% male. Let's just say let's say we didn't go too far into digging in to see whether or not it was male or female. Let's just say it's 87% male.
Yeah.
What would that say to you? Let's stick with that. What would that say to you in regards to content? Would that make you change your content? Let's say it's the first time you've seen that. Would that make you change your content or make you be more mindful that, okay, if it's more men watching, maybe my topics need to be geared towards men? Or would you say it doesn't matter whether it's male dominated or female dominated? I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing. And second, let's go to the age in a minute and see what age group's watching the most. So let's say you found it's 87% male.
Yeah.
Would you say there's any need for you to change your content? Or would you say I'm sticking to what I'm doing because it's working? Or do you not really, does it not matter, the analytics?
I don't think on that side it kind of matters. You want to stay on something that's kind of true to you, you get what I'm saying? It's like you want to stay something that you're comfortable with. Because once you start trying to create content that you're not comfortable with in regards to something like this, that's when you might have a spike and all of a sudden you're gonna crash. You know what I mean? You're gonna crash. But in regards to the channel, the majority of watchers are 55% is 25 to 34.
55%, 25 to 34, and then the
21.9% is 18 to 24.
So when
then 35 to 44 years is 17.4.
So your biggest age group is between 25 and 35, basically. That's the main bulk of it.
Yeah.
Are you shocked at that? Would you say that's probably right?
No, I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means, so what we're saying then is, if we're going to stick to what it's saying, we're saying most people that watch our channels are men between the age of 25 and 35, and you're saying they predominantly maybe are watching it with their missus.
Yeah.
So basically, it might be men. Well, clearly, I'm assuming it's a male. If they've said they're a man and they've logged in as a man, I'm assuming it's a man. But you're saying they probably watch it with their woman, or maybe it might be a man's account, but a woman's watching it. Maybe. Same with like a Netflix account that someone might have. Okay, so it's not. So it's not as accurate as
it's not as accurate.
Could be, but I guess once again with the ages, that could be someone's mum's YouTube account, and someone's just watching it from there if they're logged into it.
Exactly.
So how hard? So I guess you can and can't go with the analytics then, or would you say
you can and can't at the same but even so, like way you was talking about consistency, and I was saying like me and Wesley were talking about ideas that we've been working on, but we ain't dropped yet. We're just like soon we're gonna start dropping those bit by bit. For instance, the channel, I think in the past year, what do you think total amount has made? Over 10? Since May last year.
So probably made about.
Probably.
It's on average six a month. On average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in total, probably just under.
June.
Yeah, probably just under 10, innit? Yeah. Okay. So let's say it's made just under 10. That's not out. That won't cover the cost of running the channel. If you get what I'm saying. So the monthly, what it's making on AdSense won't cover the cost of running the channel. But some people doubted his heart in them. But before we started the channel, remember I said to you, I said, "Raw, for the first 3 years, I'm not expecting to make a penny." I said, it might not bring nothing. So that's the mindset I went in with. But I've seen so much man who, let's say like they came out around the same time as Free Shots, and they started, stopped, and the reason why their thing didn't get to where they needed to be was because of the start and stop.
Yeah.
Whereas they forgot that them lot went on a 2-year straight run before Spotify came knocking on their door. You get what I'm saying? So people kind of forget that so they're thinking now, when a lot of people see that deal happen, they're thinking, let me jump in the field. But if they stuck to their guns from the jump, they would have probably got the deal the same time, or maybe even before. You get what I'm saying? But it's the patience of knowing that, you might not make what you need from the jump, but it could be just that one episode, bro. Example, like the other day when them rappers reach out to the American ones, when they reach out to my man, if they came on the channel now, that would have spiked everything in an instant. Like, just because of...
But collabs, I think collabs are good.
Yeah.
But I think one thing with collabs is that I've learned is that if the other person who's collabing on that channel doesn't share the actual post or share the actual episode, does it make much of a difference?
No, because sometimes it does, but sometimes at the same time, I'll give you an example. If let's say like...
All right, look at this episode just now you posted with Simeon and Rashid.
All right, if Mike they post it or Sim didn't post it, for instance, let's say someone searches their name, the episode of this might come up as suggested. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because their name has already been tagged. So it might just come up on the search light, and the person will be like, "Wow, like this is different." I mean,
is it wrong to ask for payment to collab on someone's podcast?
It's a bit of a sticky one.
Because I tell you what, there's a lot of times people ask me to go on their podcast, and I look at my time.
Your time.
And I sit there and say, I don't want to sound like I'm some whatever. I'm not. But at the same time, you want to take 4 hours of my day.
It's technically like it's public speaking, isn't it? Because
would you take offense if you hollered at someone and said, "Oh, can you come on the pod?" And it was like, "Yeah, no problem. This is my fee."
It depends to what you have to kind of. It depends to what level. If it was so like, let's say like if it was.
Is it a level case or
is it? It's a level. If it was so like, let's be honest. If it was so like maybe Andrew Tate, you could understand, innit? Because he would spike your thing, boy. Every single person's channel this guy's gone on has gone.
So at that point, then you've got to look at whether, because I think it's an important question to know what you're worth.
Yeah.
And I think when going into any business, because this is a business you're running, if you like it or not, because you've got a profit and a loss, I think you have to have a passion for it, first of all, and you've got to have something else that's going to bring an income to subsidize.
I'll give you an example. All right, someone's reached out and they were talking about, I swear I talked to you about this last year, about getting a speaking agent. And when we went to Thingy, man, we went to Thingy's house, Byron's house, I was talking about speaking and how he was talking about speaking agents, and he was like, if a school reached out and you went to do an assembly, for instance, the money schools pay is proper still. If you was to like 2 of them a week, you'd be nice, and that's like a couple hours work. Yeah. So technically, you kind of say to them speaking on their thing, it could be kind of seen like similar. You get what I'm saying?
But would you take offence? So you're saying that you have to be in a certain level for you not maybe not take offence, but for you to feel okay, I should pay.
Yeah.
Because I always think